a show that tackles the big issues affecting the BVI and the rest of the Caribbean. Searches for answers to today's big questions and gives viewers a unique perspective on developing stories. Follow the big story with me, Kathy Richards, only on GTV. This show is brought to you by the National Bank of the Virgin Islands, Cyril B. Ramney Tertola Pier Park, NV Salon Spa Nail and Barbershop, HOV Medical, and Digicel. Sign up for Digicel Plus Home Light Bundles, faster internet, movies, and sports. The 19th sitting of the first session of the 5th House of Assembly of the Virgin Islands. On the order paper, Leader of the Opposition, Honorable Ronnie W. Skelton, to move a motion of no confidence calling for the removal of Dr. the Honorable Natalia D. Whitley as Premier and for new elections to be called. Now, prior to the start of the September 3 sitting, 3 members of the opposition and 1 government minister shared their thoughts with us. All right, morning, Honorable Fraser. It's a delight to see you here prompt on time before 10 o'clock scheduled start for the House of Assembly. Well, the territory would have seen on the order paper for this new sitting that a motion of no confidence is going to be moved against the sitting government, asking for a new election. What does that mean to this territory?
Good morning. I would have preferred for the Leader of the Opposition to be the one to explain to you what this motion of no confidence means. But usually it means that the opposition has observed that the government of the day is not performing at a standard that is satisfactory to neither the opposition nor the public, and that it is our obligation to bring that to the public's notice. And the best way we can do that is to bring a motion of no confidence before the House of Assembly. What normally happens in the case of a motion of no confidence is, well, the motion is debated, the opposition presented their position, their reason for bringing the motion, and all the various aspects of the situation in the territory that they consider to be mismanaged or not being managed at all. And the government will defend their position, argue against what we say, and it goes to a vote. And if the vote is in the favor of the motion of no confidence, then the government will be asked to step aside. The governor would have no choice but to ask the government to discuss the matter with the Premier as to whether or not he wished to have a new election, or he himself will be replaced with by someone else. So it's always a matter of us doing our constitutional responsibility by coming here to the House of Assembly with a motion of no confidence. I think the best thing for the public and yourself to do is to give yourself some time and hear what the members of the opposition has to say regarding the motion of no confidence. I can assure you that it's not going to happen today. Maybe no time soon either, because when I look at the order paper, I see there are 12 bills on the order paper for second and third reading, and they are not going to happen. It's not going to happen today.
Okay. So explain to the public, because you know when persons see such things and they do not necessarily understand how the House operates, would this have any effects on the passing of the 6 or so legislations that are remaining for the implementation of the Commission of Inquiry reforms?
Well, like I said, there are 12 bills on the order paper for second and third reading. They will be disposed of before we get to the motion of no confidence. And once they're disposed of, that's it. They're out of our hands. There's nothing that we can do about it.
Okay. There has been motions of no confidence moved in this House before with a minority opposition. Yes, there is a minority opposition in this case, but we never know how tides could change. But what are your thoughts in terms of the support for this motion whenever it comes to the table?
Again, like I said, I wish the leader of the opposition would be the one to talk about that as far as that is concerned. But I don't want to speculate as to where this is going. Usually, if there is a shift about to take place, you would know about it until the vote is taken.
Yeah, while I appreciate your take on the leader of the opposition giving his thoughts on this, we understand that you are the most senior legislator sitting in these House of Assembly. If anyone else would have experienced every aspect of legislation in this territory, would be on your shoulder as a senior legislator. And it's on that notion I ask you.
I understand quite clearly. And I know I have a responsibility, but at the same time, I know full well that we have a leader, the leader of the opposition, and I prefer for him to be the one to make all those statements that you are asking me to make. And after we've gone through the vote, I'll be free to speak then.
Honorable Turnbull, we turned up here to catch who we can. We would be happy if we are able to catch the leader of the opposition, as we would have seen the order paper mentioning a vote of no confidence in this current government. What are your takes on this as the 2nd District representative? As a representative for District 2, in your capacity, why this is so necessary?
Well, Kathy, thank you very much, and I think after all these years, you know, it's 9 years that I'm serving, but 2nd District representative, I believe it's part of the process for the democratic process for the House of Assembly. As members of the opposition, we have been listening to the people of the Virgin Islands. We have been all echoing our frustrations with how things are going with this government. The vote of no confidence, as you know, is the go-to move, so to speak, for the opposition in this parliamentary process in the Westminster system. And we decided as collectively to come together and we put this vote together, and now it is on the order paper for this sitting. We probably won't get to it for a few weeks because of the number of bills that we have to pass, COI and other financial services matters, but it is on the order paper nonetheless, and we would have a debate and go through the process. And at the end of the day, democracy will rule. The people of Virgin Islands would be able to hear from the members of the opposition, hear from the members of the government as they plead their case as well. But we believe that we need a change in this territory, and the way things have been going for the first year and a half, almost 2 years, is not satisfactory. Everyone is saying basically this is the worst that they have seen their BVI in their entire life. And you know, I spend a lot of time with seniors, and they are frustrated, we are frustrated, so it is time to do something, and we have done just so.
Honorable Turnbull, there are those who say, there are persons on the government side as well who are just as frustrated as the opposition. But there are those who say that, this is just another act, another move by the opposition, which they know all too well will not go through, as none other on the government side is likely to support your move.
Well, Kathy, that is up to them. But here's the thing for me. What is more important to you? Holding on to quote-unquote power that you have under leadership that you know is not successful, that you have already been speaking about in private circles in different circumstances, and even to members of the opposition about the frustration, or you're going to make a change, and stand for the people of the country, for the rights of the country, and not hold on to party politics. That's what it's about for me. For me, Kathy, it's about principle above everything else. The principle is the people of the Virgin Islands deserve better. Our country deserves better. Our seniors deserve better. We deserve better roads, better water infrastructure. Everything that you see wrong is at the hands of this government.
And finally, Honorable Turnbull, what may have been the straw that broke the camel's back, causing the opposition to come to this agreement to move such a motion?
Kathy, I believe it's nothing more than listening to the voices of the people of the Virgin Islands from all spheres, all facets and areas within this territory: education, healthcare, infrastructure, finance, tourism. The persons within my community of the 2nd District, from Districts 1 to 9, you hear their frustration, and we have to listen to the people and not just make this move, but continue to listen to the people all the way through. And I believe that's where it came from. We collectively sat down, all 6 of us in the opposition. We put the document together, and we agreed that this would be the step that we would take.
Honorable Meta, well, the territory would have seen and are all eager about what will be the outcome of this. Could you tell us your part to play in this no confidence motion?
Hey, Kathy, good morning. Good morning to everyone in the Virgin Islands. The opposition members have been discussing this for quite some time. I myself, when moving around in the community, there's been a number of concerned citizens who have expressed their interest in whether or not the opposition would do something. The timing of something like this has been discussed, and we feel this is the time which we should bring it forward. And it is something that is a weapon or something that the opposition can use within the House of Assembly to show their distrust or their disapproval of what is going on in the territory. We do understand that the numbers may not be in our favor, but at this time when you look across the territory, Kathy, you can see there are a number of issues, and one of the primary issues is roads. You look at how the infrastructure of the territory is falling apart. Recently, you had a church, which I think is commendable, going out into the community and trying to address an issue. And for them doing what they did, that saves one driver, even myself possibly, from falling in a pothole and damaging my vehicle. And when you're constantly being told we're working on it, this is not enough for the people. You know, the government has to be able to address the needs of daily lives of the people of the territory and still address the running of the country as a whole. And in my opinion, in the opinion of the opposition, they're failing at that. So we're going to have a debate, we're going to discuss it, we're going to bring those things and those issues to the forefront. I'm hoping that the territory itself lets their voice be heard. It shouldn't just be 13 people inside here deciding what needs to be heard or what issues are going on in our country. The rest of the territory needs to come out and step out. You have members of the House of Assembly who, in their past, myself included, have made my voice known in the community, whether it's through posting on social media or even coming out with a placard in this very yard right here, to say I have a disapproval or I am dissatisfied with what is going on in the territory. And I encourage the people of the territory, when you are out there and you're saying what you're saying, be brave and come to this area here and say what you need to say, because this is not our life. This is not the way we should be living. And this is not about a person. It's not about the premier as a person. It's about the premier as the leader of the country, and we need to hold people more accountable to what is going on. Thank you.
Honorable Meta, for those who seem to have a better understanding of how the House runs, knowing that, yes, you are a minority in the House of Assembly, what actually would you be able to accomplish if only the members of the opposition vote for this motion?
I think, Kathy, the first thing I would say is that it educates the public as to how the House of Assembly works. You would understand that most of the citizens in the territory may not be aware of how a vote of no confidence works. I know in the past there have been votes of no confidence by an opposition where you had 2 to 11, and that is something that's historic. It happened. I think for many of us, if you take the simple thought of you're at your job and you're dissatisfied with what is going on, you should voice your concerns. So what we're going to do as the opposition, the representative for the people first, is to go and say, we're not satisfied with what is going on. And we may be in the minority, but maybe when we get up and we speak, someone on the opposite side might be able to say something. Hey, you know what? I'm not able to do my job because of these things, or the people of the territory are not satisfied because of this and that. And I hear the cries of the people, but I don't want the government to think that what is happening here is you have 6 individuals on one side complaining about something in isolation. In my opinion, and based on what I've heard from the territory, this is the majority of the persons in the country that do have an issue with the way things are going. And, Kathy, if we're unsuccessful, then maybe this might be a wake-up call for the government to start to listen to the people, communicate with the people more, and address the daily concerns of the people. And then that will put our country in a better position. So there are many different outcomes that can come from this. The question lies then, you know, where you have 6 versus 7. Will someone on the other side, even if they're not going to vote in favor of the vote of no confidence, maybe they'll get up and express their dissatisfaction with what is going on and let the public know that even though they have their collective responsibility to hold one accord, that one accord is not stronger than what the needs of the country is.
Honorable Vincent Wheatley, you are a member of the government, minister serving, and you also would have felt the wrath of the opposition in saying that they have no confidence in this government. What's your take that they would now have gone to the extreme of doing what they have available to them, and that is to pursue the moving of a motion of no confidence?
You know, Kathy, I've said this before in the House many times. It's opposition's role to point out all of government's shortcomings and so forth. It's what the system that we currently work under allows. And they're doing just that. It is their right to do it. We as government, we have an excellent story. I must say we have done the best job of telling our story. But they're doing their job. We will come afterwards and we will tell our story. It's not all gloom and doom like they are saying. I think what they're doing is in poor taste. I think the timing is also not very good timing. Here we are through the COI recommendations. Here we are with the Ordnance Council over our head. The Premier is going to London to meet Mr. Doughty next week. Not now. We don't have time for this right now, Kathy. We have a country to recover from. It's still not there yet. So to come now to kind of disrupt things with a vote of no confidence, it is their right to do, and there's nothing to say about that. But we have our story, and we have to do a better job of telling our story. Thank you, Kathy. I really have to go.
We know that where you choose to bank matters, and it is your vote on what your funds do in strengthening our community. As your official Bank of Paradise, we invest and support the lifeblood of our economy by helping in the realization of personal goals for homeownership, education, and entrepreneurial visions, which support small businesses. We make it our place to connect with persons and worthy causes, and we have been doing so for more than 30 years. Where your money goes and what your dollars empower are your choice. And we thank you for choosing us, a bank that gives where it matters the most, for you, for our community, and a happier tomorrow. The National Bank of the Virgin Islands.